This is Dungeon Not Included, the actual play podcast for the adventurous listener. Welcome back to Dungeon Not Included. We are doing something new where we don't know what the hell we're going to do. We even discussed who was going to lead the intro. So, hi, I guess I'm Frank, and I'm joined by my co-host Brennan, Rebel, and Alex. Alex, you're back. Hi, Alex.
I'm back. Yay! Yeah, I'm back. Thank you guys for holding up for the last couple of weeks. We were very light at the camp that I was at, so I really didn't get to listen to anything last couple of weeks. So I do look forward to listening to the Tears of the Sun.
Yeah, it was
see what I missed.
It may have been the best game we've ever played.
Perfect, of course.
I don't like the
yeah.
I don't know.
There was a different kind of energy that was really good.
Yeah,
there was an energy stuff that just wasn't there.
Really good chemistry that I just think was lacking in the previous
Fair. No, it is what it is. I'll see myself out. Have a good one, everyone.
But no, it was a lot of fun. I can't wait for you to listen and or watch the archive and see what we got up to. It's a great game. You can find out more about it from on robotclaw.info. But today we are going to start a whole new game. Brennan has been volunteered to run. So tell us a little bit about what you've chosen for us.
So we put it up to our fans as to what we should do on the show next on our Discord, and 2 fans voted for Shadowrun, which was more than any other game.
Planning an actual play podcast is exactly like planning a game night with friends.
Oh yeah,
nothing ever.
You know what though? Like it does show you, like, if you really want your voice to be heard, you should be on the Discord with us because we will listen. There's
but I have run Shadowrun, the official game before, and I'm not a huge fan of the system personally. So we're going to be doing Runners in the Shadows by Mark Cleveland Massengale, which is a Blades in the Dark hack of Shadowrun. And I will warn people, I have never run Blades in the Dark or any Blades in the Dark hacks before, so this will be a first time for me. But I have played it, so at least I'm somewhat familiar with the rules and tropes of Blades in the Dark.
Nice. I'm excited to play any non-crunchy system in an actual play podcast. I don't mind crunch. I do not mind crunch, but I'm
not going to say Blades in the Dark is non-crunchy, but that's all right.
Yeah.
Is it a little? Oh no.
Well, not that crunchy. It has moves, but there's a lot of moving parts to it.
Sure, but
most of that is on my shoulders, though, not on your shoulders as players.
Yeah.
Generally, when you switch,
any more crunchy than, say, Vampire the Masquerade, which we have already played?
Okay, no, it's not more crunchy than that.
Yeah.
I filed off so many edges of that game just to make it playable, and it's like very like Vampire was, or World of Darkness games were like presented as this isn't D&D where you're gonna have to worry about encumbrance, but like, oh man, it's still difficult. A lot to get through.
Yeah.
They were trying to go the indie direction, but they just didn't have the technology at the time. That's really what it was. So.
Well, yes and no. I mean, I think that we've seen that if they wanted to go lighter, they could have gone the route of PBTA, and not that PBTA existed yet, but the
at the time,
heavy lifting and machinery at the time is 2d6. Like, I think we still
no. But here's the thing: the
90s are another time.
In the 90s, they didn't think that you could do any kind of tabletop role playing without a full set of D20 dice.
Right.
So that's
Rebel, tell us more about what the 90s were like.
Yeah. Please inform us of the 90s. Rebel.
Well, as a historian who didn't live through them, I think I have a better perspective.
You don't have rose-colored glasses. Got it.
I'm not mired.
I love the archaeologist perspective of the 90s.
Agree. No, that's solid.
Right.
That's a solid argument.
Point.
All right. So I'm
Cool.
excited about this.
So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the character and crew creation today. We may not get through the whole thing in an hour, but we can decide at the end of an hour whether we want to continue going, depending on how much we have left. So the first thing we're going to do is pick playbooks for each of you. And I shared those playbooks with you earlier today. To go over what they are, there are several non-supernatural playbooks and 3 supernatural playbooks, which are the people who can do magic. Because Shadowrun is a cyberpunk game which has magic has returned to the world in the starting in the year 2000.
Perfect.
Yeah.
The far off future year of
2000. Our game will be set in like 2050 or something, so still future to us. But the idea is that some people have transformed into supernatural creatures, trolls and orcs, and elves and dwarves.
Love it.
There's also magic. There's several distinct flavors of magic. There is the sort of Western traditional magic, which is practiced by mages. And then there is a more spiritual, spirit summoning type of magic, which is practiced by people called shamans. The magician playbook you could go either way with. So the playbooks are the face, which is your representation and planning, making deals kind of character. The hacker, who is the software and gathering information person, if you want to be in cyberspace. The muscle is good at winning fights with violence and intimidation. The punk, who's good at burglary and vandalism. The rigger, who uses technical skills and is working with chemicals. The snake is good at social engineering and manipulation. And the trigger is good at tracking things down and shooting them. And then the 3 magical playbooks are the adept, who basically uses magic to enhance their own body. The magician, which deals with spiritual entities in the astral plane, as well as casting spells. And the technomancer, which is good at dealing with emergent entities and resonant realms. And emergent entities are essentially spirits of technology.
Okay. Just a quick thing, since this is an actual play podcast and this is how the sausage is made. Brendan, are you using your mic that's in front of you, or are you using a web mic? I think it may be choosing. Can you check that in? Because you sound a little web. It could be my headphones. So if you could take a look and see. And for everyone else, or my fellow players, I was thinking magician or technomancer. Anybody else thinking in those 2 piles?
Part of me was thinking going a magic user, but if we already, just off of the fact that there are 3 of us and there are 13 playbooks and a third of them are magic, if someone else is gonna pick magic, I'm gonna pick a non-magical one, just to for balance.
And keep in mind that that's not necessarily like a permanent choice thing. What we're playing here is a crew. And
sure.
When your character becomes injured or too damaged to go on a run, you might pick up another playbook for 1 session or so.
Oh, cool.
So you'll have the opportunity to change it up, maybe.
Right.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Really
from a technical standpoint, I will say
throwing it out there could be fun. We don't have to do this on air or something we can think about later, but it would be fun to make our main characters, but each pick a second playbook for our backup character.
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea. For the podcast, we can like do all the stuff about making our main character, and then on our own time we can make our secondary character.
Yeah,
Right.
and I think that would be very fun to have our main characters and then have some secondary funny ass weird characters show up as our backups at points. Like our A team and our B team.
Yeah, cool. So basically what you're going to be doing as characters will be determined kind of by what kind of crew you run.
Sure.
So we can talk over that a little bit too if you want to.
So maybe you mean like, so there's different types of crews. So like, are you saying like if we hear, is there like a list of types and then we pick from that and that'll help us?
6 types of crews that determine sort of what kind of jobs they do.
Okay.
There are assassins who are killers for hire. Couriers who transport illegal goods.
We haven't done that before. We've never been a ragtag green team of adventurers who also transport things from place to place. So that could be a new interesting direction to take this podcast.
Right. A cult, which are acolytes of a forgotten tradition. Mercenaries, thugs and soldiers. Radicals, extremists and vigilantes. Or shadows, the prototypical crew of Shadowrunners, which specialize in burglary, espionage, robbery, and sabotage for corporations.
Oh, that sounds fun.
That sounds what I want to do.
That does sound like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So I figured I'd bring this up because it's something I've noticed is that we have, for the last few arcs, excluding this previous arc, we've been kind of all picking certain genders, and I think we should like expand a little bit. Like, This is not to say that people can't play men anymore, but like pretty much every crew we've had has been 2 men and a woman.
Yeah, it's fair.
So I think we could diversify a little bit.
Sure.
Cool. So what were you thinking, Alex, as far as a playbook?
If we're going to be going for a espionage spy with like kind of thing where we're going to be like slipping into other corporations and messing with their stuff, something like being either a hacker or the face would be fun. Those are the 2 that jump out at me. Either being the person whose job is to help get us through the door by being, the charming person, or person who gets us through the door by hacking the crap out of it. I think those would be fun. I also offer that same thing though, because of that. I actually think so. I know you were thinking already either magician or technomancer, right? So if it's not hitting too close to that, I thought that maybe trying to be a face-ish character while being an adept who can change their physical appearance and stuff could be kind of fun.
Yeah, the adept is really more about mystical martial arts, I think. So.
Well, just like I was looking at like transmorphic, like you can perform significant alterations to your face or skin, making it difficult to recognize, stuff like that. Could be.
Yeah, cool.
But I can also go face if we want just
the adept with transmorphic would be good. That would make sense.
Yeah, so since other people are gravitating towards magical characters, I think I'll make my magical idea my secondary. I thought the technomancers were pretty interesting, but that's a secondary. For primary, I'm thinking if we want to go the shadow route, probably we'd want to have like a snake on the team.
Sure.
Right? Somebody who's good at that. Or something that could be fun is to have the punk, because being a punk is like one of my favorite tropes. So
is it?
I stole your thunder in the last game. So.
Well, every time I've played Tears of a Machine, I've been a punk. So I'm kind of
the most punk thing you could do.
I want to expand my horizons a little bit. So
cool.
But I may reclaim my throne this arc.
Well, if as an alternative, and certainly both punk and snake is cool, we can theoretically do adept, magician, technomancer, and be like the weirdlings, right? The weirdlings.
So a weird crew. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd be cool with that too. But obviously, play what you
What
want.
was
It
that
could
gasp
also
about,
be
Alex?
really fun to like have a crew of magicians, except like one of them's just like a normal person.
Like he's just street magic.
Choose this car.
Yeah.
What's that behind your ear?
What's that behind your ear? Oh, it's the plans of the secret weapon you've been building? Oh.
Snake the Pretender, and he pretends like he's a magician or
Right, yeah.
Part of me is drawn immediately to Trigger just because you get a pet.
Mm-hmm.
A hunting pet.
You get a pet?
You get a hunting pet.
Shit. Oh, man.
Right?
Oh, that's so tempting, though, because, after watching The Suicide Squad, I've been obsessed with rats. And it would just be cool to have, like, a little pet rat.
Yeah.
My own Sebastian.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hunting a killer pet. Your hunting pet gains potency when tracking or fighting wounded targets. It gains a special ability, Crowd Control, Sapience, Swift. Take this ability again to choose additional special ability for your pet. Yeah, I mean, part of me wants to just have a cool-ass animal. I don't know if that's enough for me to... you know what? If you want to do that, you can. I think I'm going to keep going with the Adept. I think the Adept looks fun.
Okay. Yeah, don't overthink it because
we've
got an hour. So
my idea came to me earlier today while watching Fantastic Fungi on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Get that Netflix money. No, we're not being paid by Netflix.
That would be awesome. I'd love like a month free even.
Man,
not even a payment, just
free of Netflix.
I mean, I have to pay for my stolen Netflix. All right. Anyways, no. So a magician cult leader who worships the cult of the fungi, this like a pervasive, all-encompassing cult religion that venerates fungi above all else. That is especially not a death cult. Like, it's not the normal fungi in fantasy where it's like, oh, this is about decay. And like, no, it's about tripping. It's about holding carbon in the soil. It's about neural pathways. Like, it's, a lot more
breaking
techie.
Down waste.
Yeah, stuff like that. And it's surprisingly techie because of all the networking that kind of that happens between these giant mega organisms. So I think that might be interesting. I don't know. Weird guy.
Cool.
I like it. I'm thinking an Adept who specifically is into body transmorphication. I don't know how basically body transformations, and specifically has the ability to change their parts into animal parts in order to do the things that the playbook allows them to do.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
I like that. So Adept.
I don't have a name or anything yet. I'll come up with one in a moment.
Yours was the magician or the technomancer?
Mine's gonna go with. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Frank.
Yeah, mine is the magician.
Okay. And what were you thinking, Lois?
Rebel.
Pardon me.
Yeah. So, I think I'm gonna go with the fucking close-up magic snake.
I love it. Perfect.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Perfect. All right. So the next thing you're going to do is you choose your heritage. We're going to be setting this game in Seattle, which is the traditional setting for Shadowrun, which is a free city on the coast, set within between several Native American nations and the Elvish nation of Tir Tairngire.
I'm sorry, what?
Yes.
Yep. Perfect.
All right. Sure.
So if this is cool, I think I want my character to still be feeling out who they are. I want them their backstory to be that they don't know their origin, and because they're constantly both on their, because I think growing up they didn't have a lot of control over what their skin and body does. So I think that they don't know their heritage and don't know.
That's cool. Are they any kind of metahuman?
I would also think that they're probably going to use they them pronouns for that very very same reason. I think I think they're still figuring out who they are.
Are they any kind of metahuman, like, or do they not even know that?
I think that they just don't know. I think that the adept thing for them isn't a choice. I think it's just how they were born, and that their body reacts. It used to just react to stimuli in different ways, not always positive. And now that they've learned they've got more control over that. Looking at the different things that I have in here that I can kind of do with this, like hand reflexes, stamina and physical form. But I think that they don't know too much about when they were really young. They don't know who their parents were, and they have memories of like the orphanage, but that's about it. And they were of course assigned things, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything to them.
Right. Okay.
They were probably assigned stuff for like paperwork reasons, but it doesn't match. Like anytime they've read it, it's never matched what they see in the mirror.
That's cool. I like that. That's a really interesting idea. So cool. So the city of Seattle has a strong Asian influence, being on the Pacific Rim, like it is. And there's also a big resurgence of native cultures in the U.S. because they kind of got magic back a little bit before everybody else, and were able to reclaim a lot of their land.
Very cool.
Nice.
So, Rebel, what are you thinking for heritage?
Since I'm playing a sneaky lying manipulator, I think I'm gonna go with a white person.
Sure.
Very nice.
And they're gonna be French. I haven't decided gender, but very, very odd, standout-ish French person.
Okay. Are they any kind of metahuman?
What flavors of metahuman are there?
So there are dwarves, elves, orcs, and trolls.
So I know what those words mean in Dungeons and Dragons.
Sure.
But what do they mean in Shadowrun?
There were some elves who were essentially pretending to be human while magic was was receded, and when it came back, they came out as elves. So there are immortal-ish elves, but there are also people who transformed into elves when magic came back, who are of much younger heritage. The elves have sort of their own culture because of these people who had been living in secret among humans. Dwarves, obviously became short and strong, and are very strongly represented in like the tech fields. And then there was a thing that was called goblinization, where people randomly turned into orcs and trolls, and a lot of the orcs and trolls were shunned or rejected by mainstream society. Orcs are goblinish looking people, and trolls are larger sized and usually have horns.
I think this person is just a standard flavor human.
Standard flavored cishet white dude who's just a terrible person.
I have never played a cishet white dude in my life, and I never will.
Nice. How about you, Frank?
I don't know. I'll be honest. This guy's my vision of what this character is like is so weird. I kind of don't want to like put that weirdness on any human race or gender or anything. Like it feels weak. Like I don't want to make this guy. This character is going to be so awkward and disturbing potentially. Like I don't want it to say something I'm not intending to say. So for that reason, I kind of just want to pull it out of the human box.
Okay.
It's just not like, I guess an elf, just because like, oh yeah, elves like trees, and this is going to be a weird elf who likes mushrooms.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, I knew we were doing Shadowrun, and I never even thought about it for a moment what I would be. So I'll be an elf. Damn it.
Okay, cool.
Do it.
So there are elves of Asian descent, of American descent, of South American descent.
I will be indeterminate. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I might be one of those immortal elves.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's fine. I'm one of those immortal elves. I was hiding this entire time.
Possibly immortal elf.
Yeah. Or I think I was. I can't quite remember, but
Well,
yeah,
and that actually
yeah.
did happen to some elves. Yeah, that they were like, they came out as elves, and then they were like, "Oh, I think I've been around for a long time, but I don't recall." Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been so long. Who can remember?
Yeah. Very nice. I like this. Okay. Cool. So now that we have our heritage, the next thing you're going to do is choose a background. It describes what you did before you joined the crew. The backgrounds are academic, which would be like a student, a philosopher, a journalist, an artist. It's very loose. Corporate, a wage mage, corporate security, business liaison, an accountant, an heir to a corporation, that kind of thing. Labor, a factory worker, chauffeur, dock worker, pilot, cashier, etc. Law, prison guard, lawyer, judge, private eye, law enforcement. Media, a news reporter, rocker, social media personality, video actress, camera person, pro athlete. Military, a soldier, member of a foreign legion, spy, strategist, training instructor, or underworld, a beggar, a purse snatcher, go-ganger, or other outcast. By the way, a go-ganger is essentially vehicle-based gangs.
Nice.
So this is kind of where you were before you decided to become a Shadowrunner.
Yeah.
Right. I think
And
I like media. I think media might be a good place for a cult leader to be in. Yeah, I'll do media. I think it's a little odd.
Is there a specific aspect of media?
Heir.
Oh, corporate heir. That's perfect. What is there a particular aspect of media you were thinking?
Not really. Were you also thinking media? You don't want to overlap?
So I was trying to think like, so the more I think about this character, I think it'd be cool if this character goes to bed every night not knowing what they're going to look like in the morning.
That's cool.
Like not knowing, race, gender, heritage, anything. They wake up the next morning, they look totally different, and they're only learning to control aspects of it now. So I think it would actually be kind of fun if their whole thing was they tried to make money on the side by being just a professional extra for TV shows and movies. So they would have like a super androgynous name that they could have everything billed to, but they would be like, well, we need the following people on set for like being glorified extra. Like, oh yeah, sure. And like they'd show up for a day, do their shoot, and then the next day they'd show up and there'd be like a different character in the background of a scene. So like in a TV show, you might see them 8 times, but not know that
never look the same.
They never look the same.
Cool. I like that. And for your media background, Frank, what are you thinking as far as that goes?
I'll actually swap it around and do trade and medicine. I was a doctor.
Oh, cool.
Oh, okay.
Like that.
Yeah.
And as a corporate heir, what sort of made you become a Shadowrunner?
So, I think,
Hostile
my
takeover.
character just generally objects to the way things are run, and so decided to rebel by becoming a criminal.
Nice.
Okay. There may be people looking for you then. Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So is your goal then as a Shadowrunner within a group that takes down, there's like espionage and takes down corporations and stuff? Are you trying to work to take down your own corporation from within in order to fix it? Or are you trying to take down competition in order to make things easier for yourself?
Yes.
I love that.
All right. So the next step is to assign your action docs. So one of the things that I will definitely say, there's a thing about being documented as a person, whether or not you have what is called a social identity number, which I think, Alex, you definitely don't.
Yes, I don't. I probably have one from the orphanage, but it doesn't actually apply to me, if that makes sense. Like for the purposes of whoever was in charge of me to get paid by the government, they have some paperwork with my name on it or a name on it and a number, but it doesn't actually, like, you would never know it's mine.
Right. Whereas Rebel would definitely have one.
Yeah.
But you're not using it.
Right. Because I don't want them to find me.
Yeah.
I think I probably have a fake as well in order to work my job.
Right. That makes sense.
I need to get paid.
You probably have essentially a shell corporation that is the agency that keeps sending these people over.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. Yeah. It'll be like whatever. Then my name has, like, it'll be like an acronym with my character's name in it or something like that. That keeps just sending over extras for your.
Yeah.
For your
we
films.
should do Easter eggs to our own games. It'll be Merryweather's ad.
Yeah, very good, right? Like
Nice.
that.
Yeah, I think I definitely have an ID. This cult is not really a cult; it's a religion. It's actually the biggest religion in the world, even though most people don't know it.
Okay.
I mean, in terms of biomass. In terms of biomass, biggest religion in the world.
Okay. Because I was going to say, is your cult like an opt-out kind of situation? Like everybody's in it until they say they're not?
Yes. Yeah, I think so. I think, like, hey, if you make sure your body doesn't rot, then more power to you, I guess.
Oh, you've eaten a mushroom? Okay, you're in the cult. Sorry, that's how it works.
But it's very new age, so it's not like I'm gonna do anything about you being in the cult. That's fine. I'm just like, we're all connected, man. Yeah. Literally, by like spores.
Disgusting.
Yes.
Okay. So you're gonna have some dots already placed in your actions. If you take a look at your playbook.
Okay.
You're going to be adding some now. No action rating can have more than 2 dots at the start of the game. Okay.
Okay. How many do we get to put in?
You're going to be putting in 4. So you're going to put 1 dot in an action that you feel reflects your heritage, your people.
Can we go over really quick what some of these refer to then? Like,
let's do that.
Yeah. So just go through like engineer, interface, stock, survey. Like, what's essentially the deeds for each of those? So as engineer, you can build stuff.
Hang on, I got to pull up the character sheet because I don't have it directly in front of me.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
But engineer would be any kind of technical repair or work or anything that you think is, essentially technical.
Okay.
And then what's the next one?
Interface.
So that is interfacing with computers.
Yep.
Joining the matrix essentially.
Okay. Stock, which I assume is tracking people.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then survey was that like perception check?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The struggle to find words that aren't used by other games.
I know,
All
right?
Survey. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Creep for body, is that stealth?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Fight seems pretty
self-explanatory. Yeah.
Finesse.
So there are finesse weapons and there are fight weapons. So
Okay.
a fight weapon is anything that uses brute strength, or hand-to-hand weapons generally fight. Finesse are things that would be like dexterity based. So those are also firearms fall under finesse.
Okay, because my character comes with 2 finesse already, so I guess I'm going to be a shoot boy or shoot them.
Is that how it comes from the that sheet?
Yeah, there's some already filled in. And then the other one I have is scramble, which is...
I see that.
What is scramble?
No, let me look that up.
It's not egg preparation.
I assume it's a dodge.
That makes sense. Much more than my egg preparation guess.
Your egg preparation.
Survey says? No, not that kind of survey.
Yep.
Yeah, I assume that's it.
And then there's the willpower ones.
Yeah, so willpower, consort, demand, hustle, and study.
Right. So consort. And this is a little different than Blades in the Dark standard, so I'm looking these up.
Yeah, that's fine.
Consort is essentially your ability to talk to people. It's like your rapport.
Sure.
I think demand might be like an intimidate, different kind of talking to people.
Intimidation.
Hustle is lying, and then study is being able to read people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so what do we get? How many points do we get? And it's based off
we get 4 to throw around.
Yeah.
What can I ask? Do you mind if I ask, what does everyone start with, just so we can get an idea of who might be doing what role?
I would get study and assess.
Okay.
I have 2 hustle, 1 study.
That makes total sense for your character. I have finesse and scramble, so I'm a fight them.
Is assess on everyone's sheet?
I do not have assess.
That's weird. All right, I guess I have 2 assess, which is an under willpower, and 1 study.
Okay.
And I don't know how I would not. I don't know what the difference between those are.
Do you have hustle on your sheet?
I do have hustle, but nothing on it.
But what about so are there any skills that we said that you don't have?
No.
Do you have 4 intuition skills, 4 body, and 5 willpower?
Yeah, and it's sort of like set aside a little bit.
That's probably your magic skill, if I had to guess.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, technomancers have attune, and in a similar space where a magician has assess.
Okay. Assess is a magician. It is the magician's magical senses, essentially.
Okay. All right. Cool. So that's what I have: 2 assess, 1 study. And these the 4 we throw around. They're based on what?
Okay, so I'm just throwing it out there. Just not my game, not my character sheets. But if I were to choose Mystic Way as one of my moves, I need to roll assess, which is not a spot that I can fill in on my sheet.
Yeah.
Oh, it says if I choose that, it's rated at 1 dot now, and it gets a new one each time. Okay, never mind. I take it back.
There's rules in there. Yeah,
there is one specifically for a sense.
I guess it makes sense.
Perfect. Never mind. I take it back. You did a great job.
And then there's 4. There are 4.
We
get 4 points to spend amongst these.
Yeah, a sense is essentially your magical ability. It's you open your mind to the astral plane or channel arcane energies through your body.
Nice. All right. And I did hear we have 4 points, and it's based off heritage. Did I hear?
One is based off heritage.
All right. So I kind of hate that.
Choose one that you think you got from your childhood.
I think I'll take one in demand, because that would be the skill for like bossing people around, right?
Sure.
If I'm not lying. So being a corporate heir.
Yeah, that's your background, and you're going to get one from that too. So I agree with you. I don't like that. So let's just go with background, and then we'll do the remaining 3 as free assignment.
All right.
Yeah,
so
what would me being French have to do with my
That's what I've been waiting for.
Exactly.
I'm not blaming Brennan or even whoever designed this. I'm sure it's mimicking some old Shadowrun game, but yeah, that's terrible.
All right. So here's
it's based off background, and then we have 3 floating. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's my question. Here's the story piece, and you can tell me whether you think this is consort or hustle. I picture that my character had a hard time making friends when they were younger, but as they got older, they started figuring out that they could kind of Groundhog's Day friendships by, if they like somebody, they can approach them on one day and introduce themselves, and if it goes wrong the next day, they can introduce themselves to that same person again and try and find the right path to eventually getting small talk to work.
This is hustle.
That's hustle.
That's hustle. Okay.
100% hustle.
Well, I don't know if it's consort. It's like it's. Well, my thought is like it's the goal. The goal isn't to lie. The goal is to eventually figure out how to charm an individual. So I guess
So socializing with friends and contacts is consort.
Yeah. I don't think that's true friendship. You're manipulating.
That's true.
Hustle
Okay,
is
fair.
Influence with guile, charm, or argument.
All right. So that's gonna be hustle then. I'm gonna take one for hustle based on background.
So. Yeah, fight is close combat. Finesse is dexterous manipulation. Yeah.
Now I've run into the problem here that this sheet is not.
Yeah, it's not editable.
I can't fill it in.
Yeah, I had a doc going on the side to fill this.
That's okay. I'm going to write it down like a caveman.
I'm going to create a doc I'm going to do something for us, a character keeper or something. But since we decided to do this earlier today, I haven't had time to put that together.
Fair enough.
That's fine. I just wanted to let you know that probably by the time we actually get our character sheets, I'll forget everything I've said.
That's why we have it recorded in the podcast. I'm going to get a second point in study for my background. I did that to become a doctor or something. And let's see. What are the 2 of you? Well, I'm gonna pump up assess, and it's 1 for 1. It doesn't matter how high it goes.
You can't have more than 2.
Oh, can't have more than 2. Then screw that.
Yeah.
Assess and I guess I'll do some creep. I feel like I'm a creep.
Sure.
No, I'll do interface. Definitely interface.
I'm leaning heavy into the body. So I did give myself, outside of this, I gave myself hustle. And then I've given myself 1 creep, 1 fight, and 1 stock.
Remind me what stock is again.
I'm assuming it's... Yeah, can you read that? Because I'm pretty sure if it's what I thought it was, it's the ability to track people. It's kind of what I got out of it.
Scramble. Yeah. All right. Stock. You carefully track a target. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And what's the difference between stock and creep? Creep, is that just like you step silently?
Creep is stealth.
Yeah.
Right. Trying to be avoided.
When you creep, you traverse skillfully and quietly.
Oh, and while you have it open, can you just read Scramble one more time?
Yeah. Scramble says... Let me see what Scramble says. It says you employ sudden physicality or force, actually.
Oh, okay. I like that. All right. So, yeah, I'm going with hustle, fight, creep, and stock.
Okay.
So to help me pick what I'm these abilities, how does the secret arts of magic work? Do I get 1 of those or?
Yes, you're going to get 1 of your moves from the middle.
Got it. All right.
So make sure that your move synthesizes with whatever you're choosing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to take 1 creep and 2 interface, since we don't seem to have anybody who can interface at the moment.
That seems like a good idea. You'll be like a little bit of a hacker as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a corporate spy through and through.
Nice. Well, the best kind of corporate spying is that hustle, that social engineering. That's how you get those passwords.
Right. Yeah. The interface is probably in case like there's an alarm I need to turn off, or like I couldn't get the password, so I have to brute force it or something.
Yeah. Engineer.
And creep is, of course, so that nobody catches me while I'm downloading all their data.
Yep.
Yes.
So the two of you, can you remind me of what you've got now that you've settled on?
I have 1 demand for my background, 1 creep, and 2 interface.
Okay.
And the ones you came with?
I came with 2 hustle and 1 study.
Perfect. I
You should have 7 pips when you're done.
Yes, I have 1 stock, 1 creep, 1 fight, 2 finesse, 1 scramble, and 1 hustle.
Okay. I've got 2 assess, 1 study, and I guess I'm gonna move some of this stuff around so I'm not so much doing what other people do.
Yeah, that's actually a good way to approach this game, is so that everybody has like a chance to do something that fills in a need for the group.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do 2 consort.
Okay.
1, 2. That's only 2 I've spent so far. Survey.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
We'll do 2 for that. And I think that's it. Yeah. That's 4. And that's 7. Yeah. Okay.
Survey is to observe a situation and anticipate outcomes.
Yeah.
And so that's more of an awareness kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And study is more of a search, scrutinize detail, and interpret evidence.
Right. And I think since I've got 4, I have the 7 pips. So 2 consort, 2 survey, 1 study, and 2 assess.
All right. Nice. Okay. Now you're going to choose one of your special abilities in that gray column in the middle of the character sheet.
So we get 1 adept feat or right there. Okay.
Yeah, you're starting off fresh. You guys are new.
That's fine. I'm going to start with then transmorphic. You can perform a significant alteration to your face or skin color, making you difficult to recognize for several minutes.
Very nice. How about you, Frank? Have you decided on one?
Ooh, I don't know which one's more fun. Conjurer, you can use assess to force a nearby astral entity to appear before you and obey a command you give it. Or astral occultist, you know the secret ways to consort with ancient powers. Once you've consorted with one, you get a plus 1d to demand cultists who worship it.
That's kind of cool.
You know what? That's too much
sorry.
leaking out to other religions or other cults or whatever. I don't see this person doing that, so I'm going to go with conjurer.
Okay.
I'm gonna bring things forward and just
bring forth those mushroom spirits.
Yes.
Based on how I've conceptualized this person, I'm going to take linguist. So I can understand bits and pieces of any dialect, even those I have never learned. I can mark 1 edge to hold a conversation despite language barriers.
That's extremely cool.
That's cool.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. It's a good one. Okay. So step 6, choose a close friend and a rival. So there's a list of characters, NPCs, underneath your powers in the middle column.
Ah, I see.
And you're going to mark one who is a close friend or longtime ally or family relation or lover or something. And you're going to choose to put an upward arrow next to that.
Here, let me put this on my little sheet I got running here.
Yeah, just like an up caret or whatever you want to do.
Oh my gosh, I'm just realizing that you guys are seeing my forehead and nothing else because of the angle. Sorry, viewers at home.
You've been so out of practice is the problem. So my friend is Roz, a free spirit.
Okay, so a free spirit. Now we can rename these characters because I don't particularly like the names that they have, but that's all right.
So a free spirit is a friend of mine, and an enemy is here it's called Vladimir, a vampire. Yeah. Yes, a vampire. Just die already. Just die already and take another spin on the wheel. You're gonna be okay. And he just doesn't, or they don't like that.
So I'm gonna rename the clerk who is my friends. Their name is gonna be Maya, and they're a records clerk.
Perfect.
But I'm not gonna rename my enemy Freedom, a secret agent.
Nice. That's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Their name is Freedom, and it's dumb, and everybody knows it.
Yeah. So my strange. Okay, so here's a question. My strange friends. Too late to do it now. They gave me was Roz, a professor. So could your Roz and my Roz be the same person, but from different points of view? Yours is a free spirit, Roz, and mine's the professor.
Yeah.
I like this.
You only know. I only know them. I know them in their professional capacity. You know them after work.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. So we're gonna have Roz as our person, and then I love my enemy. His name is Raiden, like the Mortal Kombat character, and he is a quote parkourist.
What does that mean?
It means that at some point we're gonna be fighting someone who's gonna be able to flip from building to buildings. Is what that means.
But I think if you know this.
Parkourist and the secret agent to team up to take him down.
They're the same person. There it is. A parkourist vampire secret agent.
I love that.
All
right.
When you say parkourist, it makes me feel like that is just what they have on their resume.
Oh yeah,
and they actually work at the same in the same industry as you do. They're looking for extras. They have parkourist. Yeah, I can.
Yeah, it's on his resume. I mean, it's his business card.
Stuntman or something.
Yeah.
No, that's giving I think too much credit to Raiden.
Yeah,
stuntmen are actually talented workers.
Raiden is definitely a stage name. Picked after the success of the Mortal Kombat movies.
Oh yeah,
only saw the sequel.
Nice.
All right.
Great. Cool. All right. So the next step is to choose your vice, your preferred type of vice, basically, which is how you decompress after your
it's a Shadowrun. Yeah.
Yeah. And the deal is you're going to gather stress when you're on missions, and this is how you get rid of stress. And it's definitely something that you could overindulge in, or it could become a problem for you.
Mm. Is there a list, or is this something we could just come up with?
There is a list. Allow me to give it to you.
No, I just thought there might be a list we were forced to pick from. I think I could think of something.
So the list is interesting. They're categories. So deviant, you experiment with mystical substances, consort with tormented spirits, interface with rogue AI, observe strange rituals. Faith, you're dedicated to an unseen power, a mentor spirit, or an ancestor. Gambling, which is obvious. Luxury, expensive and or ostentatious displays of opulence. Obligation, you're devoted to a tradition, a family, a cause, or a charity. Pleasure, gratification from lovers, food and drink, performance, art, BTL chips. Those are better than life chips.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Which
so
let you
like
live other people's lives. Yes.
Better than
Yikes,
life chips.
sounds
So
bad.
better than life chips are Pringles.
Yeah.
They're that good.
And
Once you
stupor,
pop the
you
Fun
seek
Donuts.
oblivion in the abuse of drugs, drinking to excess, etc.
Mm.
I think BTL
So-
would actually fall under oblivion. Stupor, I mean.
I reject the term for it, deviant or even oblivion or whatever, but
Yeah.
definitely psychedelics are what I would do for a de-stressor.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a religious ritual, but it's not deviancy. It's just the way to commune with the mother mycelium.
Yeah.
Now, would spa treatments fall under like luxury or
yeah.
pleasure?
Pleasure, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pleasure.
So basically, what I'm thinking of is my character is used to a certain lifestyle and has had to do without, and so their vice is trying to get that pampered life back. Yeah. So
that totally makes sense for your character, I think.
I'm gonna go with pleasure, just because that seems to fit more what I'm after than luxury. It's not about status; it's about comfort.
Mm-hmm. It's like that rant in Johnny Mnemonic where he's shouting about how he wants room service.
Yeah,
I'm not familiar with this.
Yeah, that's in the cyberpunk realm. So there you go.
Yeah.
I think that I think my character is going to be obligation, and I think that while they didn't get along with they didn't get along with one of the two women who ran the
orphanage,
the foster home
yeah.
they were in, but they do recognize that if it weren't for them, that they don't know where they would be, and that they only really survived because they had this place looking out for them. So I think they have an obligation to that foster family and the kids that are currently going through. Like any extra money they get, they're giving there. If they can get clothes for the kids or toys or whatever, they're helping maintain that place there. I'll come up with a good name for it later.
Okay. Cool. And this is your IDN status. Your SIN number is the next step. You can mark down whether you're undocumented or whether you're documented, corporate or national. Having a SIN counts as an assist to acquire assets during downtime activities, but you have to do it in your real name.
So what's the difference between corporate and national? I think I know, but just to clarify.
Well, certain nations will issue the numbers, but corporations will also issue them. So you could have essentially been born in a corporate arcology and been given a corporate number.
Yeah, so I'd probably have a corporate number.
Yeah, you would.
I probably.
And you can always choose not to use it when you're doing your asset building. And you would probably have a national one. You're thinking, Alex?
Yeah, I definitely have a number and a name. That is what has been given to me. I don't go by any of them. I don't recognize any of them. I basically just use that at this point as a way to get me jobs and whatever goods and services that require me to give it. I'll give it to them and say, yeah, my name is blah, 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 and here's my number, because there's a record of it. But the minute that I'm done handing it off, I don't go by that at all.
Or you could say you're undocumented just because the biometrics don't work.
Oh, that's cool too. But how would that affect? We'll figure it out.
I'm
undocumented.
Have a fake one.
Yeah, I'm undocumented with a fake. Yeah. Probably the one that I was given as a kid was a fake. So
yeah,
let's do that. Undocumented.
Cool. Okay. And how about you, Frank?
I think I'm documented. I think I'm part of a established faith.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now the last thing we're going to do is choose special items or implants. That's not quite the last name thing, but anyway. There is a list of equipment in the central gray column. Items.
Yep.
If it is if you choose 3 of those to have as options when you are choosing your gear.
So when I'm choosing gear, I can pick from the boxes that are in the center. So because there's only 3 boxes for me to choose from, and then there's a whole bunch of boxes for like
That's
pistol,
generic.
quiet weapon.
That's anybody has access to those.
Yeah. So what I'm saying though is, do I only get 3 for both charts? Is that how that works?
No, you only get 3 for the gray. So if you only have 3 there, then they're automatic.
Oh, okay. Sweet.
Yeah.
So I pick 3 now. Those are the ones I have. And then when I'm going on a mission, I pick 1.
No. So the way the gear works is you'll choose what your loadout is, whether that is light, medium, or heavy. And that's the number of items you can use on a mission. When you use an item on a mission, you check it off, and then that limits the number of other items you can have.
Okay, so when you choose the loadout, you get a maximum of 3 from the gray columns, is what you're saying.
I'm saying right now you're choosing how many of those you have access to as your loadout.
Okay. And then when we go on a mission, we can add more and take stuff away. But as of right now,
you are choosing 3 right now.
You're filling in 3.
Choosing 3 right now, yeah. Alex doesn't have to because there's only 3 on his sheet.
I'm gonna
go.
Sorry, you go ahead, Frank.
Okay, I got fine sensing focus, arcane reagents, and a paracritter. Yeah, whatever that is. I'm assuming it's some sort of paranormal critter.
Yes.
Yeah, I unraveled it.
You did it.
Okay, so I am going to take a fine cover identity, a fine disguise kit, and a vial of stun lock.
Okay, cool. The thing that you can also choose is implants, which are essentially cybernetic or bioengineered implants.
I might want that instead of some of the ones I've got, but we could discuss that a little bit later.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
If you decide that you do want one of those, just let me know.
Yeah, it's probably just going to be like, instead of reagents in my pocket, I have implants that I spore out.
Right. Okay. So yeah, they're not actually bioengineered implants. They're actually religious. They're benefits of your religious faith.
Yeah.
That you have symbiotic fungus living in you, basically.
Yeah, I've got the world's best probiotics going on.
That's right.
Rocks.
Nice. All right, so now we're going to choose your alias, which is your sort of street name / online handle kind of thing.
Oh, well, this is how all games end. We can't name our characters in under a day. This is impossible.
Yeah, if you want to think on that till next session, we can do that.
I'm fine with that.
I need to look some stuff up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Legit.
I was almost joking, but it was also 100% true. I knew that we were going to need some more time. Yeah.
All right, so that's about an hour, and we've basically made characters.
Hooray!
Yep.
Let's quick recap of who we are. I'm a weirdo magician fungus guy, rebel.
I'm a corporate air manipulator.
I'm a adept, shape-shifting adept who is just trying to make their way in the world and probably fighting a lot of people in the process.
Nice.
So we have a choice now. We can make this an extra long episode and finish our crew creation, or we can go ahead and do that next week. It'll probably take about half an hour.
Why don't we do it next week?
Yeah, can we do it just because there's a lot of gaps on my sheet that I'd love to fill in. Like I haven't even started to think about my names, aliases. I haven't thought about a couple small backstory things. I'd like to flesh them out before I make any final decisions on my sheet.
Legit.
Yeah.
And go ahead and ask me anything that you want during the interim this week.
Yeah, perfect.
And what we'll do is we'll go ahead and go through the crew creation next time and probably get started on our first mission.
How many eyes am I allowed to have?
Like eyeballs or
like the letter in your name? Like are you
Yes.
Mississippi?
Same answer for both. 1.
What Frank said.
So this is it for this week, I guess. Nudge and Not Included. If you enjoyed this show and tuned into the podcast or the replay, how about joining us live on twitch.tv/nonproductive Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern. You can also join us on Discord. You could follow us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. And you can figure out how to do all those things by going to Non-Productive.com and joining us there. This is really fun. I really enjoyed Shadowrun, but it was definitely a game I played when I was much younger, and I let all the work be on the GM. And I plan on doing the same exact thing this time. Because I ain't learning nothing.
That's okay.
Yay! Hooray!
I love finding out stuff that old people already know a lot about. That's always a fun time for me. It's been most of the experience I've had on this podcast, in fact.
It's true. It's very true. A lot of fun. Tune in if you have any questions. Message us on our Discord or on Twitter, and we will get back to you. Hey there, we hope you enjoyed this episode of Dungeon Not Included. If you did, please tell a friend and leave us a 5-star review and encouraging comments on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, or wherever you get your podcasts. It really does help spread the word for new shows like ours. You can follow the latest from the Dungeon Not Included crew on Twitter at DNI Crew, and over at Facebook at Dungeon Not Included, or at our home on the Non-Productive Network at non-productive.com/DNI Crew, where you can find articles, character sheets, and Patreon exclusives, as well as our latest episodes. Thanks!
This has been a non-productive media presentation. Executive producer, Frank Hablawi. This program and many others like it on the Non-Productive Network is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives license. Please share it, but ask before trying to change it or sell it. For more information, visit non-productive.com.